Hi everyone, it's Brian from CompanionLabs, and what I wanted to do was put together a quick video to show you how to get the most out of our companion apps. So I thought the best way to do this would be to use a real-life campaign to show you how we use performance grading, predictive budget recommendations, and automated bid testing to be able to drive great performance during this holiday period for our sister company, Human Unlimited. Now, the period here is basically the start of Cyber Monday through December 17th, which was the last day that they could do promotional shipping and still get it there by Christmas. Now, if you're like me, I like to see what the actual creative and the campaign looks like behind the case study. So this was the ad, and then when somebody clicked through, they went to a pretty typical Shopify e-commerce experience. Now, I want to point out that even though the results today are focused around e-commerce, CompanionLabs works just as well for campaigns that are oriented towards leads or app installs. So first off, you can see that we spent approximately $28,000 across 3 different types of campaigns during this period. The first type is prospecting, and we're going to be focusing on this a lot today. So this is going directly to new people. They've never been to our website, they haven't bought before, and you can see that the cost per purchase is approximately $19 and the return on ad spend was 1.87. Now the next type of campaign was remarketing. So here we were marketing to existing website visitors, so people have come to the site, but they haven't bought, but they're close. And you can see that the marketing spend is more efficient. So the cost per purchase here was $9.59, and the return on ad spend was $3.87. Now the last type of campaign is what we refer to as customer marketing. And so you got it, this is going to customers, people that have bought before, and you can see that the campaign is even more efficient. So the cost per sale to existing customers was less than $5, and the return on ad spend was about 7.5. So I want to point out real quick that it's super important that you bucket people and you configure your campaigns accordingly. So you want to make sure that your prospecting campaigns exclude existing website visitors and existing customers. It's critical because when you're looking at your campaigns and you're using CompanionLabs, you want to make sure that you're really looking at true prospecting performance, which is what we have here. So within this prospecting campaign, we started off with one ad set. So it was going to all women older than 24 within North America. And you can see overall we spent about $10,600 on this one individual ad set, and we had a cost per purchase of $19 and a return on ad spend of 1.84. Now, it started off really strong. So I'm looking at the daily metrics table within CompanionLabs, and we actually turned this campaign on 11/26, and then we shut it off. But you can see we spent $91, and we had a return on ad spend of 2.8 and a cost per purchase of $15. So out of the gate, it was looking pretty strong. So when we actually turned it up on December 1st, we just upped the budget to $1,000, and you can see the first day was great. So we had a return on ad spend of 2.8, and we had a cost per purchase of just under $14. So the next day, the CPA went up a little bit, cost per sale was around 22, but then the next day, on the 3rd, it was right back to a $13 cost per sale, a return on ad spend of 2.6, and at this point in time, CompanionLabs said, hey, you know what, you've got a high B grade performing ad set here, and so we recommend that the budget is increased to $1,800, which was a big jump, but I applied it, and the next day it was great. So we nearly spent that entire budget the following day. We had a return on ad spend of 2.1, and we were right around a $17 cost per sale. So that was really solid. Now the following day, the CPA went up, but I didn't want to start freaking out quite yet because, you know, just a few days back, we went from a $22 CPA to a $13 cost per sale the following day. So I wanted to give this another day, but when I was looking at the hourly insights, it was pretty clear that the CPMs were going up. So the following day, the performance didn't really improve. The CPMs weren't going down within Facebook. And then by Thursday, it was pretty clear that we just needed to pull the budget back because there was a very clear step up in the cost to advertise on Facebook, or the CPMs. So one of the things that's important to keep in mind is that CPMs can go up because the quality of your content is going down. And so I wanted to make sure that that wasn't the case here. And you can see that during this period, as CPMs were rising, our relevance score was still very strong. It was almost 8, so that's a good place to be. Now, I ran this report within Facebook ads reporting to really highlight this. So you can see on days 1 through 4 here, the CPM on average was about $7.50. And then on days 5 through 7, it clearly went up. So on day 7, the CPM was $11. Now, something that is really important is that the click-through rate and the conversion rate was strong the whole time. So what that says is that the quality of traffic that's coming through is good, but it's really the cost of ads that is driving the degradation in the return on ad spend. So when this happens, when it looks like this is a great opportunity to pull out that bid test arrow, which is exactly what we did on December 7th. So we started 3. 1 used the standard bid range. The second, we increased the bid range up 50%. And then the third, we decreased the bid range down 50%. So what that did was automatically kick off 39 manual bid ad sets across that bid range. And then we used performance grading and predictive budget recommendations to scale those manual bids for the balance of the campaign. So these are the results, December 7th through December 17th. And you can see right out of the gate, for those 39 ad sets that we kicked off during this period of time, we spent $6,000 on Facebook advertising, and we got that cost per purchase back to $17, $17.30 specifically, and the return on ad spend was over 2. So this was great to see. And then if I select just the ad sets where we scaled them with predictive budget recommendations coming from CompanionLabs, you can see, and one thing I just want to point out, any budget recommendation that CompanionLabs makes is going to have 0.01 at the end, and that's just so you know when you're in Ads Manager or Power Editor that this budget level was set by CompanionLabs. So you can see here that for these ad sets, of that $6,000 that was spent on the bid test, $5,000 of it was spent on ad sets that CompanionLabs graded and then started to recommend budget recommendations to scale. And you can see for these ad sets, we got the cost per sale down to $15, $15.58, and the return on ad spend was 2.24. So very solid. And you might be wondering, well, what happened with that automatic ad set during this period of time? Well, we continued to let it run a little bit, and we like to do that because if demand in the Facebook auction drops and the cost of ads go down, automatic ad sets are a great way to scale back up and to be able to drive a lot of purchases very quickly in a short period of time. So we like to let it run, but you can see it wasn't doing great. So the cost per purchase was $21. The return on ad spend was 1.48, and you can see what the CPMs look like. They never went down. We shut it off for a little bit, and then we turned it back up, and we're like, nope, the CPMs are still high on this. So we really relied on the bid test ad sets for the performance of the campaign. Now, one of the things that I really want to point out is that it didn't require a lot of work, right? So I had to type the word bid test 3 times. CompanionLabs automatically shut off the poor performing bid levels. And then as I got a daily email with predictive budget recommendations, I clicked through and I clicked the apply this button. So that's it. However, if I wouldn't have configured my campaigns correctly at the very beginning, right, to be able to separate the prospecting from the remarketing from the customer marketing, this wouldn't have worked nearly as well. So I can't reinforce that if you're going to get started, to make sure that you set up your campaigns properly to be able to get the most out of our companion apps. So to get started, it's super simple. Go over to CompanionLabs.com. You can sign up for a free 7-day trial. There's no credit card required. It literally takes about 3 minutes. After you do that, head over to help.CompanionLabs.com. We put together getting started handbooks and videos for both new and experienced Facebook advertisers, so choose the one that's right for you. And then after your trial, you can continue to advertise smarter on Facebook for just a few bucks a day. If you have any questions on the video and what's contained here, feel free to DM us, ask questions on the comments below, and we'll come in and answer. Thanks a lot.